This week on the Pegasi News Network, our top story brings us back to the heated debate over the backpack ban that's been shaking up the district. We'll be bringing you an in-depth look at both sides so that you can form your own perspective.
And speaking of controversy, we turn our attention to Representative George Santos from New York. Shocking charges have emerged surrounding his campaign, and we're here to expose the lies and deceit. Join us as we delve into the scandal, discussing what comes next for his trial and the potential implications for his political career.
But it's not all serious business today. We have a special treat for you as well. Vishnu, our beloved host of Odd News, is back. Get ready for some wacky, weird, and downright hilarious stories that will leave you scratching your head and smiling.
So get comfortable because episode 25 of the Pegasi News Network is about to take you on a thrilling journey through the latest headlines. The PNN starts right now.
Good morning, I'm Carson Downer.
And I am Krishna Mano. Before we get to the developments on the East Coast, we must address those at home. GRPS has instituted the backpack ban throughout the school day. Here's what we know so far.
Those plastic bags that were given out last week can only be used from getting belongings to the door to the lockers. At this point, no bags, clear or not, baskets, totes, or wagons can be used during the school day.
As for City, they're looking into the possibility of adding an additional minute or two to passing to try and assist scholars in utilizing their lockers. Further, they will stop giving tardy detentions for the remainder of this school year. Scholars abusing the flexible passing times will be addressed on an individual basis.
On the district level, they are researching the following as additional or alternative solutions to the problem. 1. More cameras in all GRPS buildings. 2. Expanding metal detector use. 3. The use of clear backpacks. And finally, a partnership with the Urban League to address violence in schools.
With more of these changes being felt throughout the school, we have both our student interest and interview teams standing by with more information. We start this morning with Sparsh, who is with admin.
So if you haven't already heard, GRPS sent out a district-wide backpack ban, and so here I am with Ms. Moduleski to give us some insight into the admin side of things. So now that backpacks are banned, tell us what are some alternatives that us students can learn or use?
Well, first of all, before I get into that, I just want to commend the whole student body on how well they've handled the situation. I know it was a big surprise, and everyone really has adapted fairly well. So one of the alternative I would say is locker. So everybody's been assigned a locker, and then we're asking students to utilize those lockers between classes.
And what other steps are admin taking to, I guess, get accustomed to this backpack ban?
Well, we're still manning the doors every morning, watching bags come in. We're asking students not to carry bags and follow district protocols. Whether we agree or disagree with the ban, we do have to follow those rules, and we will communicate any changes, if there's changes and when there's changes to this ban, or what's happening for maybe the fall with students as soon as we hear.
Awesome, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi, it's Leah, and today we're asking students what they think about the backpack ban. So what do you think about the backpack ban?
I think we need backpacks.
Anything else?
I need them.
Thank you.
Well, my friends and I talked about it, and we both agree that we would rather hold our stuff than get shot, potentially.
I feel like it is an interesting way of going about the recent stuff that we've seen in schools, but I also think there could be better solutions about this, so that's my thoughts.
Thank you so much.
I think the school had to do something about finding all the guns in the school, and it was just kind of something they did. They didn't really think about it, but something had to be done, so it's kind of good.
Thank you.
If you would like your voice to be heard with these changes, join GRPS at the School Safety Forum on Saturday. It will be from 1 to 3 p.m. at GRPS University on Fuller.
Moving on, in December of last year, revelations began to unfold surrounding the lies told by U.S. House Representative George Santos regarding claims about his past. Despite this, these falsehoods were not enough to prompt legal action against the representative.
However, Santos was indicted last week Wednesday on 13 federal charges, accusing him of pocketing campaign funds illegally receiving unemployment benefits during the pandemic, and reporting false financial information to the House of Representatives prior to his campaign.
Santos pleaded not guilty to these charges and was released on a $500,000 bond. The representative is set to appear in court on June 30th. But despite this indictment, Santos stated that he will not step down and plans to run for re-election in 2024.
Democrats and some New York Republicans have called for Santos to resign. House Speaker McCarthy, on the other hand, said he would only call for Santos's resignation if he is found guilty.
Moving on, it's that time. It's time for the rundown!
Just as always, we will have 1 minute to report as many stories as possible.
60 seconds on the clock, and go!
In Turkey, neither Erdogan nor Kılıçdaroğlu managed to secure 50% of the votes during the presidential election. The runoff election will take place on May 28th.
The final orchestra concert of the year is tonight from 7 to 8:30 in the auditorium.
According to the Biden administration, the number of migrants crossing the southern border has dropped significantly despite the expiration of Title 42.
Last Monday, Brand Johnson was sworn in as mayor of Chicago.
A Floridian professor breaks the record for the longest time spent living underwater, recently hitting the 73-day mark.
Last week, the oldest dog, Bobby, turned 31 years old.
Swedish singer Loreen won this year's Eurovision.
Vice Media files for bankruptcy protection as talks for a $225 million acquisition continue.
Elon Musk hires Linda Yaccarino as the new Twitter CEO.
The European Union approves Microsoft's $68.7 billion acquisition of Activision Blizzard after the deal was blocked by the European Union nearly a month ago.
The City High Middle Theater Department is excited to announce Big Fish, Our Town, and Beauty and the Beast will be performed in the 23-24 school year. More details to come this week.
It's my final ever odd news. This is going to be a circus. That is why they chose me to juggle all these wacky and odd headlines. We start with a jaw-dropping story coming out of sunny Florida. Picture this. Police respond to a beach in Treasure Island after receiving reports of a colossal alligator causing a stir. But as it turns out, things weren't quite as what they seemed. Take a look at this snapshot that has been making waves on social media. Behold, the gator that had the Treasure Island Police Department scratching their heads. Doesn't it look lifelike? It certainly fooled everyone at first glance, but this gator was made of sand. Can you imagine the relief they felt? Instead of wrestling with an alligator, they found themselves face to face with a sensational work of art. Move over, Godzilla. We've got a new reptilian superstar on the rise. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to Chonkosaurus, the most laid-back turtle to ever grace the Chicago River. This viral sensation has been turning heads and capturing hearts all across the internet. Just when you thought turtles couldn't get any cooler, Chonkosaurus emerges from the depths with a flair for relaxation. Moving on, we've got a situation on our hands. It seems that fruit roll-ups are causing quite a stir in Israel, and it's not because of their incredible flexibility. No. We're talking about their sugar content that has health officials raising their eyebrows. The viral TikTok trend going around where people are smuggling these sugary snacks into the country because they are sold out in stores. It all started with one influential TikToker who thought, why just have ice cream when you have fruit roll-up wrapped ice cream? The crunch was oh so satisfying, but little did they know they were about to stir up a situation. And that is it for the odd news this year. Before I bid adieu to the world of odd news, folks, let me leave you with a joke that perfectly encapsulates the spirit of staying odd. Why did the odd news reporter refuse to become a mathematician? Because they knew oddness was their prime factor and they didn't want to be divided from their peculiar passion. Signing off with a final dose of oddity, this is Vishnu, your friendly purveyor of the peculiar. Stay odd. I won't see you ever again in the odd news segment, but I'll see you once more before leaving to college. Bye guys.
You love my
Could
my
that have
joke?
gone smoother? Yes. But did it? No. So deal with it.
Thank you, Vishnu, for the final ever odd news.
It's gonna be okay, Clarksy. Our penultimate episode of Season 1 airs next week, and you won't want to miss it.
But don't miss out on the Pegasi News Network on Instagram. Stay updated, join the conversation, and be part of our community.
We will see you next week for a second to last episode. But until then, smile every chance you get.
고구마대 올드 썰 나겠자 의 멜랑콜리 보러 가던 요리